This is a fairly standard question about a neutral point between two massive objects. So this one's about Pluto and Charon. It doesn't really matter which two planets or bodies it is. You could have the Moon and the Earth, or you could have the Sun and the Earth. They will all have this point. And incidentally, it's the L1 Lagrange point. That's not covered at A level, but it's quite an interesting thing to look at. This point where there is no gravitational field due to either of the bodies because of the position between them. So we're asked to find the distance from Pluto. So it's going to be further from Pluto than it is from Charon, because we're told that the Moon, Charon, has a mass of 1/9 of that of Pluto. So it's going to be closer to Charon than Pluto is. So we can do some algebra. You just need to be a little bit careful. And this sort of question comes up so much, you really need to practice them. There are lots of examples out there for you to practice. So this is the gravitational field strength. And I've used some notation. So the mass of Pluto, the mass of Charon. Then we've got the distance from the centre of Pluto, the distance from the centre of Charon as well. The G's cancel. And you can rearrange this so you end up with the mass of Pluto over the mass of Charon is equal to the ratio of the masses is equal to the ratio of the squares of the separation. So we've got that. We're also told that Pluto, that Charon's mass is 1/9 of Pluto. So you can say that one Pluto mass is therefore 9 Charon masses. So they cancel. So we now know that the ratio of the distance from Pluto squared to the distance from Charon squared is 9. And we can square root all of that, and we end up with the ratio of the distance from Pluto to Charon is 3. So it's 3 times further away from Pluto than it is from Charon. That all makes sense. In terms of ratios, if you're good at ratios, you can see that that's can be easily split into quarters. So we have 1/4 the distance from Charon, and then 3/4 the distance from Pluto. That gives you the correct answer. You could also continue working using algebra and say that D is RC plus RP, and you can do the substitution and get the same answer. But it may be that you're good enough mathematically at that point to realize that if it's shared and the ratios work in that way, then the distance from Pluto must be 3/4 of D, and the distance of Charon must be 1/4.